Here we go.
Everybody text me. I ain't recording.
Hi everyone, welcome to Reservation for Me. Please follow me on Instagram at Claire Rogers and the channels page at Reservation for Me. So here I have my longest friend Xavier, my other longest friend Kourtney. I'll link their Instagrams here to the video. We have Jean here, follow her. We have Miss Nicole, follow her. And we also have Brochelle. She also has her own YouTube page, so we're gonna please link that as well in the description. Okay, so Xavier, let's get started. He's the moderator, so we're gonna be talking about female topics and just topics for girls, and let's just go ahead and get started.
Well, hello YouTube. Again, my name is Xavier, and I am the moderator. Thank you so much for joining us here at YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of female issues and the basic, the basic or the common thoughts about what females think about these topics. And I like to ask very personal, controversial conversations. I like the girls to get a little talking and get a little messy. They try to say, they done messed up the tequila over here. Okay. They got the tequila, so they're ready. Their lips
This is
blue.
Andy Cole in here.
And this is about to be juicy. And see, I'm black, honey. I'm not Miss Andy Cohen. I'm a good black girl. So no, ain't no shade to Andy Cohen. He's a real sweet man.
Instagram too. So.
Yeah, Andy Cohen's a real sweet man. So no shade to Andy Cohen. I love the Real Housewives franchise, especially Atlanta. So, but it's gonna be somewhat similar format. But I just have some questions for the girls so we can get us talking. So my first question is to the girls.
Yeah. Let's go.
So,
Questions.
I want to ask a very personal question to you girls. So, has anyone at this panel, this couch, has anyone ever had a sugar daddy?
I wish.
Never. What do you consider a sugar daddy?
Sugar daddy.
I wish.
So sugar daddy, okay. So everybody, sugar daddies is typically, the man. You got all these ladies, we all are in our 20s. We're 27, 26, 28. We're on our middle to late 20s. We're talking about a man, or we can say sugar mama too, because we don't know yet. But anybody with sugar basically is that coin that has a little money to spend. It's usually typically in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, 70s, whatever. Anybody that's older, a generation above us, they like to spend their coin for attention.
But are we having sex with this person?
If they want to spend their cheddar on you, then baby, and if they're older, then yeah.
No, okay, honestly, I'm scared of older guys. I've never dated anyone over 30 in my life, so absolutely no for me.
So you never had any
not even entertained.
Look, Jean.
I wish.
You wish.
I wish.
She wishes, honey. She said you want her to pay her tuition, honey.
Baby.
Everything.
Yes, what, Kourtney? Uh-oh. Kourtney.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So you had a sugar daddy. Do you want to expound or expand?
You want to get mixed up? Okay. That's a yes is good enough.
So we've come to the conclusion that some women have
they
sugar
exist.
and they exist.
For sure. They out there.
And, and so you're saying that you've had a sugar daddy?
Yes.
Okay.
Does my work husband count?
Honey,
My work husband.
did he spend a good amount of coin? We're gonna say a good stack or more.
He's my work husband.
Okay. Work husband has spent a stack or more, and he's about good 10 years older, 15 years older than you. Okay. Okay. Man B. Miss B. Not to be confused with the Queen B. But she's still a queen of her own right. Her name is B. What about
So I have my second job. I have a professional job. I have another job.
Yes, professional black queen. Yes.
I work at Hooters, so of course we already know what comes with Hooters. We have regulars and I'm gonna say sugar dad. I mean, they're older. They spend money. They like to go out. They like to text, talk on the phone, but I'm not giving up any shit.
But they send you stuff.
But they send you stuff.
Yeah. What is the most expensive gift you ever had?
Come on, Claire.
I think the most expensive thing he's gotten me was jewelry.
How much?
Diamonds.
I don't know.
We're talking about carrots.
Yeah, carrots.
Wait, okay.
And real.
Ask about the camera. Didn't he get your camera?
Oh, that was him. This is the
How
same
much
guy.
was the camera?
Like $1,000.
Shut up,
I thought the jury was a little bit more though, I think.
Right. So
You get a break.
okay, what about you?
Okay, this is never mind. This is personal. I ain't gonna say this on camera.
Okay.
Okay, what about you?
Okay, I'm gonna say it on camera.
Okay, go
You know,
ahead.
Okay,
so-
Okay, so I'm on his wheel. So he passed. Like, I'm on his life insurance. Yeah, I'm on his life insurance.
Brochelle,
And we've never done
You see how good his questions is?
We've
I'm
never done
telling you.
anything like
I love this.
and look, he just wants a friend.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
literally not gonna lie. I'm a little
Okay,
jealous.
you too.
What's a friend?
So we say all this to say this. There's just literally some men in the world. They don't want anything. They don't want sex. They just want somebody to talk to, and they'll pay for conversation, and that's cool.
And now put you in a goddamn wheel.
Wheel, bitch.
But I do have to like talk to him. I do have to like go out. We like go out.
But you don't ask me for anything
No,
physical.
ever. He's
And,
never,
you know,
ever.
It basically goes back to standards, and this all ties around to later questions about what we're about to talk about. But it's just about women's standards. And me, I'm a gay male, and I love my men, and it just depends on everybody. Everybody's standards of what they're willing to do within a relationship. And she says she's not giving it up, and hey, she says she's gonna get what she wants without sex, and her conversation is worthy enough. So it's about women and their worth, and this conversation is worth enough to be put in the wheel.
Wow.
That's powerful.
That's amazing.
The will.
Not the will.
Let me ask
Not
you
the
a
will.
Let
It's the
me-
will for you.
It's the
will for me. It's the no sex for me.
It's a no sex
it's
and
the
no
properties for me.
Right.
It's the jewelry. It's the camera for me.
She said carrots.
The will.
She said carrots
Not
in
the
the
will.
wheel. But my question is to you, Miss B. Is he white? Is he a white man?
He is.
Okay, white
Man,
man.
I'm a white man, period.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next question.
Okay.
And we're back with the Real Housewives of Nashville.
Y'all doing my phone.
All right, so we got more questions for the ladies, and we're gonna get into it. It's gonna get real juicy and real thick, and we got great conversation and great topics. So we're gonna go to the second question. Okay. So, ladies, I think I've already asked this question, but we kind of want to have it. We want to have it out in the open, just for everybody. Women can have this conversation because women don't like to talk about this. But has anyone on this couch have ever entertained an open relationship? And what are your thoughts about open relationships? Jean?
It's too problematic
Okay.
for me
Why do you say that?
because I don't know. I just like knowing I have someone
Mm-hmm.
and not have to share them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's just
Clever.
I don't know. I'm jealous. I'm petty.
She says she's a little.
I'm very insecure, so I'm not gonna have. I'm not. It's
I try to downplay it.
an open relationship. Okay, I'm just again. I'm very when it comes to relationships. I'm very like straight edge, conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you say that because you said you're a little insecure. You said you're a lot of insecure.
I'm jealous.
You're jealous.
I don't want I can't picture my man like being with other. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
It just
I want
grinds
I
your
want us
gears.
to because I'm not interested in anybody else in a relationship.
Right.
So I don't want him to be interested in anybody else. Like,
Oh.
I'm fine. I'm happy. Once I'm in a relationship, I'm happy.
That's fair. And
Yeah.
again, we have these I asked the question because some women, I'm not saying a lot of women, but some women they experience this, and so there's thoughts behind this conversation. Kourtney, how do you feel about an open relationship? Have you ever had one?
I've never had one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want one.
Mm-hmm. She said she
I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I I really don't. Right now, right now.
She just can't have that.
It's a no for me.
She can't have no other women or men because these boys
No,
out here.
no other woman.
No other
That's
person,
just how I
period.
feel.
I like that attention.
I'm committed. When I'm
Yeah.
committed, I'm
Because I'm
committed.
gonna
And
give
when I'm
you-
with you, I'm with you. When
Mhm.
when I'm with you, all I see is you, and I
Right.
expect it to be the same thing. I want it reciprocated.
Mhm.
Right.
But times are changing, so times are changing. That's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So like, I'm against it,
I
but
love
times
this.
are changing.
It's forced.
Things are changing. That if you really want to go way back, to how things
Let's take it back. Mhm.
things are changing.
Yeah.
It's for some people. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
I get it. Will and Jada, we used the example earlier about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, and I love both of them. And it seems that they have great conversation, communication, and security in their relationship. And you know, there's been rumors. I've never seen any validity when it comes to them having an open relationship, but that's the big example of open relationship, and it seems to work for them, but it just doesn't work for everybody. So that's why we're having this conversation, especially with our women and our women of color. So, Miss Nicole,
I don't know if you're asking in
I'm
married. Am I married?
I'm asking if you
Or
are.
like
I will say this: if you are in an open relationship or if you're in an open marriage, it doesn't matter. If you are together with another man,
I would say
Another
if I'm
woman,
married, no.
Mhm.
If I'm married, that's us, giving ourselves to the Lord, like, this is me and you forever.
Mhm.
No. If we're in a relationship, we're not married. If
Mhm.
we're in an open relationship, I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm not against it.
Mhm.
We're not married.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I'm open
Yeah.
to being in an open relationship. But once we get married, it's like, no.
So do you feel like, Nicole, like even if y'all in a relationship, y'all have, just very transparent conversation, y'all trust each other, y'all love each other, etc. Like you feel like that you can trust your man and, you cool whatever he does, and do y'all have that open communication when y'all in an open relationship? Do you feel like that you could be down with that?
I could.
Mm-hmm.
Personally. I can speak for everybody, of course.
Okay.
I think I could. 'Cause
Okay.
I know what I got at home.
Good.
I know what I got at home. I know what.
Yeah.
Not to say nobody else knows what they got at home. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. I'm not just
Yeah.
spreading anybody in a relationship.
Mhm.
But I feel like I can handle that.
Okay. The security. It's you good.
I think I'm straight.
I love the paradigm. I love the differences in this crew. Everybody has different opinions. Yeah, I
But I
respect
feel like we all kind of agree on that. We don't want that.
that. You know,
But
Except for-
actuality, in 2020,
Mhm.
we don't. Most women do not want
Mhm.
that.
I said-
Usually we want it because I feel like
That they're trying to make it the norm,
Yeah,
but
they are.
that does not have to be the norm.
Yeah.
Why not just be
it does not have
single?
to be that.
Yeah.
Why not just be single?
I mean, why not?
Technically,
Right.
You're single till you're married.
Exactly.
So
and that's fair. That's fair. That's how
It
folks.
doesn't have to be that way.
Okay.
yeah.
B.
B. Come on. Let's not miss this.
B.
I would agree with these three now. I never had three.
She said 1, 2, 3 because she's a little more open-minded.
Wait.
Nicole's a little more progressive right now.
I'm open to
Which
it.
is fine.
Yeah.
But personally, in a relationship, no. I
Mm.
want all the attention. I don't.
She said, "I got property, girl." She
She got
I don't want attention.
Oh, somebody will, honey.
Yeah, but we live for you. She
No,
said,
you were like that's
she said boxing so good, I'm in somebody's
Alright.
ear. So,
she's secure.
and so we basically come to a place where we have difference of opinions, but the most common opinion, especially because most of these women are from the South. We're Southern, belles. And
Southern belles.
yeah,
Southern
and-
Bells, what like Southern Bells?
and they want their man to be
These are the
completely
bells.
about them, and they want to cherish them, and etc. What I do find a commonality is that they really want their men to be honest and to be transparent with them. And some women are more secure than the other women, and that's fair. That's just real life. Period. Everybody has different scales of mental health, and I get that. Everybody has different security. For me, you know, I've never been in an open relationship, so I can't speak about, you know, what I would like. Well, like I would be open to a relationship after about a year and a half, 2 years of us being together, and we have a complete dynamic where we're transparent and we trust each other and we have a good foundation. Other than that, if you don't want an open relationship, I'm not gonna offer one, and that's just my personal opinion.
I would leave.
I don't want to say for men, women, gay, straight, bisexual, pansexual, whatever is going on. I don't want anybody to say that it's a bad thing. You have to do what's best for your relationship. And whatever works for you guys, it works for you guys. And so we're not going to downplay anybody else's other relationship. You know, it is what it is. So we want to move on to the next. Move on to the next topic because again, you know, we got Miss Jean. She got to go to work tomorrow. We have a lot of professional women in this room, and we talked about it. We talked about a lot of we talked about a lot of professional
We'll call
women.
it the grown chat.
Yes.
Okay, Kourtney. Oh my God, Kourtney's the turn up queen over here.
No. Okay, so this was a question.
I got to do tomorrow. I got to do but sleep in.
We have a question. So we got a question from the women YouTube, and this is directly from the women because again, I'm more of a progressive man, and I'm a very proud, you know, member of the LGBT, and I'm also a person of color, you know. But there's just different paradigms, and you know, I view women differently because I view women as superheroes, especially my women of color, my black women. They are, you know, superheroes, and they're beautiful and they're powerful. But you know, we often try to take the humanity and the vulnerability out of black women. You know, black women have. You know, they have vulnerability and, you know, they're human and they feel things and they feel sadness and depression and everything like any other woman. So, you know, so
we're taking shots.
Oh, no, I'm good. I gotta go home. But the question that the women wanted to ask themselves, you know, and, you know, the pressures, you know, women have this pressure of starting a family. We are the millennial generation, and when we are also Gen Z, we're all millennials right here. But you know, the Gen Z and the millennial generation has pressure from older generations that want women to start a family. And you know, I want the opinions of all the women here, how they feel about the pressures that society put them on. Because nobody here has a child.
Right.
They don't even have husbands. Nobody here is married. And we're all 27, 26, 28 years old. So Nicole wants to, I don't want one. I gotta go home.
Let's go. Ready, set, go.
Nicole, they gotta do a shot first.
No, we don't do a shot first. Nicole going first.
Okay, go ahead.
But Nicole goes on first.
Everyone take a shot before their question.
All right.
So my question, the answer to the question that Xavier asked is:
do you feel like it's pressure to if you have a child?
I don't feel like it's pressure. I feel like I'm about to be 27 next month, and I'm living in my truth. I don't feel like it's no rush for me to. Oh, let me get married. Let me have kids. Let me do that. Like the time will come when it's right. I'm gonna be my husband when it's right. I'm gonna have my kids when it's right. It's no rush into let me have a kid now. And maybe it's not the person that I want to have a kid with. Maybe it's not the person, my forever person. Like so, I feel like if I'm gonna have a kid, I need to have a kid with my forever person.
Okay.
There's no rush.
Right. You don't feel like your mom. You don't feel like your mama, daddy, auntie, anybody that's just kind of like, hey, what's up? Why you even got kids at Thanksgiving?
No, my mom asked me that, but she also got 3 badass grandkids. Baby, she not ready for another one. Baby, I'm a handful. So my child gonna be a handful. She's not ready for that. So but to answer the question for real, like on a serious note,
you don't feel like
I love my nephews and my niece. I don't feel pressured to have kids right now. I feel like I want to have kids when I'm right now. I'm in graduate school. I finished in May. I want to have kids when I'm set in my career, when I'm set with my husband, when I have my house, when I have I want to speak all that into existence.
Come on, Papa.
Like I want to do that when I'm ready. So what the fuck everybody else got going on? Not telling my beautiful black women right here, and Jean.
We're exclusive here. Let's see.
What is this? Is this the last question?
This is actually the second to last question. We're gonna do this real fast. Okay, so what about this is the collegiate question I asked upstairs. How do you women feel about the differences in gender roles? Because again, women in the 50s, like my grandmother, in the 60s, felt like that they had to cook and clean and do all that stuff. But now we're the generation of Y. We are the millennials. We're the new age women and men, and there's just different, expectations now because a lot, again, like I said before, women often now make the money.
Okay, so back in the day, men used to chop logs and build log houses and cook fires and clean and chop.
And this is the women down south. This is Nashville, honey.
I mean, even in like Connecticut and up north, like men were like chopping down little house on the prairie. Like women would just cook and men would chop houses.
I know a man from up there.
I ain't seen nobody build a house in at least 300 years.
Right.
Okay, we are no longer cooking. It annoys me when men are like, you should cook, you should clean, but it's like, where's my log house?
Yeah.
Like we're way past that. So I personally, I'm so against control. Like this is honestly, I kid you not. And I'm not trying to be a pick me or anything like that. If I made say I was like successful, I would be so happy having a man that was like a stay-at-home dad or husband, just like a man who took care of the house, picked up the kids, took care of the kids, and I could come home to him. I mean, that's not obviously what I technically want. I would love a man to obviously have his own thing going on, but I personally I would love to be the breadwinner. I would love to have a man to come home, take care of the kids, and I can do my own thing. I could care less about gender roles, I promise you. I would love to just have a partner. Yeah. That's all I care about. I don't care about any of that. You don't have to be doctor, lawyer, or Indian chief. I just want someone who can be my partner, and I would if I had a great man, you could take care, because at the end of the day it would be nice to have someone who is at home all the time. Yeah. And I want to work, so one of us got to stay home. I guess it's gonna be him.
Yeah. It's just to say.
But whatever happens.
It's just to say that women work. Yeah. And we work. They carry the babies and have the kids.
We gotta work.
But sometimes, women sometimes they have the child naturally without a C-section, and then they go back to work 2 weeks later. And
in today's society, you have to go back to work because a lot of our insurance and these jobs, a lot of these places don't let you.
That is a real political issue that we're fighting now.
Whoever's in the president, please fix that.
Yeah, it's just it's just women, women are working now, and then some, men, sometimes they have to take care of the kids. That's what we're talking about.
As far as abortion goes.
Y'all.
We're gonna talk about that later. That's another question, Jean.
Honestly, I don't mind being a housewife for the first 3 years
when they're younger,
because I want to see them take their first steps
and
say their first thing. Right.
You can't trust everybody watching their kids.
But I can't be a housewife forever. I gotta do my own thing. I gotta support somehow.
And don't lose. Okay, obviously none of us are moms, but I think it's important not to lose your identity when you have kids. Because it's they're your kids, but you're still your own person. Snotty nose kids. Okay, but you're still your own person, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. I say this now, but I'm sure when I have kids, I'm oh my god, I don't know because I'm not a mom, but don't lose yourself over those snotty nose kids.
Or in a relationship. That's what we're at too. Don't lose yourself in a relationship.
Don't lose yourself over those snotty nose kids.
We love children.
We love no children planning, but don't lose yourself.
We love children. That's what we're saying. Kourtney.
Make sure you pay kids.
Kourtney, what's up? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the gender roles that, how do you feel about the new Asian roles of moms or just, women?
I feel now more in today's society, women are becoming more bosses.
Yeah, as bosses.
And it's equal. Mm-hmm. Not equal, but it's 50-50. That's how relationships is going now. Yeah. That's how it should be. Yeah. Other than, I'm supposed to cook and clean, wash the dishes, and do all this and that, and you're supposed to
working 9 to 5.
Yeah, no, that's not how it is.
Working 9 to 5.
That's not how it is. That's not how I see it. That's not how I view it anymore.
Okay,
we both gonna do this shit. We both.
No, listen.
We both gonna clean this shit up. We both gonna do this shit. We both gonna bring in money to the table. We both gonna. We both gonna do this shit.
I will say though, if I didn't work, I would be like Susie Homemake. I will say if I didn't have a job, I would do okay, we all see the B-roll of this, the fiestas, and all, I would do the most, I would be hosting parties and cooking for the kids, and making cookies, I would do all that if I didn't work.
The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that's what she's saying.
But if I work, I can't guarantee I'm gonna do all that because I'm working. You know what I'm saying? But like, if I was a stay-at-home mom, I would be so extra. Like, I would actually like. Deep down, I think we all would love to be stay-at-home moms and stay-at-home wives because, like, we would do the most. Like, we would be sexy at night and this mom in the day. Like, we would do the most. I promise you, because we're so extra. So, like, whatever role we have, whether it's a mom, a wife, or whatever, we're gonna go full out because we're so like we're not just gonna be like chilling at home on the couch. Like, we're not gonna do that.
Again, I support women. I support women. My grandmother was like that, and again, that's why I asked the question because it's just such a difference. We have multiple generations that's living in this current time, and so it's a battle, it's a debate, and it's a healthy conversation to have because there are paradigm shifts in the way we think about women and what their role plays in our relationships and in our current, especially our current working society. You know. Our current working society, women actually work. Even my grandmother, regardless of how she.
My grandmother's in her 70s and she still works.
Right. Aww. My grandmother was married and she had all of her kids, and then she had me, a grandchild, and she still worked. Yeah. She still had a job into her 50s.
So I don't know what housewife is because like everyone in my life works. So I don't know what.
And we speak from this because as well as people of color.
Cards. Like you have to really be strategic and smart about where you put your money into and how you play your money. And even if you have to make your money work for you, you don't have to like. You don't understand, like, invest your money into real estate. And businesses.
We invest it into your family. Like, even if you are a housewife, it's okay. But, like,
Nicole, hi. So we're talking about gender roles and how do you feel about gender roles? And we already know you're a boss bitch.
Period. Mm-hmm. So to piggyback off of this, like I said, I feel like I'm in a position where I'm, 1 degree, 2 degree in, finna be, almost 2 degrees in. I'm not 2 degrees in yet.
Come on, Black.
But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like I'm a boss ass bitch. So I feel like I'm in a place where I'm making good money. So I feel like if my husband wants to be a stay-at-home dad and take care of our children, by all means. If I'm making that and good enough money to take care of, provide for our whole household, do that. If he feels like he's making enough money where I can stay at home, I will stay at home and do that. But I'm just saying, I just like as long as the child is taken care of and we are in a position where bills paid, car notes paid, everything is paid. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like there needs to be a me stay at home and take care of kids or him stay at home and take care of kids. It just needs to be as long as we're provided for. No. I'm gonna pass the question along to Brochelle.
You need to go to the bathroom?
Okay. Pause.
Okay. All right, B. What's up?
I feel like to each his own. I know, growing up in my household, I saw my dad pay all the bills. My mom and dad still both work, but my mom basically kept her money, did what she wanted to do with it, while my dad paid all the bills, held the household down. When it came to cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids, both my mom and dad did that. So just personally, I just feel like I want my man to pay all the bills. I don't believe in the whole 50-50.
Okay.
That's a different perspective. And like I said, I don't want to sound shallow.
No, time out, elaborate, because we all have had the same perspective, so I would love to hear yours.
We did. We all had very different perspectives, so I think that we should elaborate on yours.
I just she burping.
Should we pause it?
She can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I just feel you say elaborate.
Yeah, because we
She's
all
like, no.
I feel like Claire was kind of like,
we all were like,
we all had different perspectives. Like, I feel like I didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
I was team. Let me lead and let you stay at home.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
so
you
y'all
were
team.
you're different. You
I'm
know.
Man.
So it's very balanced here, and this what we're saying is nothing is wrong. We don't want to say any idealism is wrong. Everybody has their preferences that work for their relationship. Basically, Miss Kourtney, girl, you better take it. But I'm just saying, like, that's just realism.
Come through, moderator.
Especially with our women.
Where is your water?
And
What is happening?
Where's the water?
she's had a little bit to drink.
Okay, let's pull it together. Where's the pillow? Give me pillows.
But
Okay, we got this.
to give summary, just to say, especially our women of color, there is a balance now. Typically, especially black people, we tend to have a conservative connotation when it comes to relationships, especially here in the South. But as you can see, especially our generation, there's a balance when it comes to idealisms and when it comes to gender roles. And everybody's cool with that. We have to be secure in that, and we will continue to have to be honest in that. Some people are going to agree to disagree. And this is a healthy dynamic. She completely believes something different than her, and they just have a healthy disagreement, and that's just how
It's not even disagreement because
well, no, I'm just saying they're different in their views.
We have different opinions. We have different views.
And they clash just a little bit because they're a little bit opposite. But it's still healthy because they accept their differences and we move on. Yeah. I'm not gonna force my opinions on anybody else.
No, but for real, Brochelle, elaborate because I would love to hear the like I want a man I would love go ahead.
I mean,
Brielle got a whole damn. She got property,
it's
girl.
nothing to really.
She got wheels.
She got wheels.
She's in wheels.
It's not anything to
Rochelle's just saying that she's been brought up in a household where she feels like
I just saw my dad.
The normal. What we're used to.
At the end of the day, just being honest, we all would love that. Even men would love to be taken care of. Everyone wants to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. I just don't feel like.
But it's just not realistic.
It's not realistic,
especially for working class.
You have to know your relationship. You have to just be honest with your situation and just communicate.
What works for your relationship is what works for your relationship. Don't be like, let's follow Claire, let's follow Brochelle, let's follow
see
Nicole, Kourtney,
what they're doing on Instagram.
No, Instagram. You know what? I got something coming for y'all.
Follow.
It's coming.
Communicate with your partner what it is, what you gonna do, where you going, where you been.
My grandmama said this, and again, she's
leave us
conservative.
with it.
But my grandmama said this. She said, be honest first, and this is Maya Angelou as well. Be honest with yourself.
Period.
And be honest with everybody else.
That's all you can do.
Period. Once you can do that, you hold yourself accountable and you hold your circle accountable. Once you do that, your life gets a little bit better. You don't have any misunderstandings. And at the end of the day, you're secure who you are and what you have. And, we want to live healthy and happy lives. I don't think anybody wants to be unhealthy in this circle. I definitely want to be unhealthy. We just need to communicate
or
and
unhappy. Nobody wants to be unhappy.
Unhealthy or unhappy. No, those are not the goals.
Nobody wants that. And so we want to be healthy. We want to be happy. We want to be honest. Sometimes it's not realistic, but that's what we strive for. And that's what we're doing right now. So, all right. We got one more. Brochelle, B. What? Have you ever had a relationship? She plays the
Okay, so ask what the question is.
Okay, the question is, have any of these ladies ever had a girl-on-girl situation, whether it's relationship-wise, sexual, or both? And B, please the fifth.
Okay, I feel, relationship-wise.
With you, specifically.
Relationship-wise, no. Like, sexual-wise, like in my younger days, I thought we've all experienced.
Boxes? Were there boxes involved?
No. We've all experimented.
Yo, I'm like the Tamara of the group, or the what's the how the View or the Real, everyone has the conservative and we all
need. What was that white girl on there? I can't remember.
I'm on the Real.
The younger one with
Megan McCain. Yeah, I'm like the Megan McCain or the Tamara Mori of the group. I'm just and it's not because I'm not against it or anything. I just have not.
And then I'm gonna give a conclusion at the end, and it's basically just give my views and
So let me. Okay.
So me next.
Yes.
I'm not have I ever,
Nicole.
like Brochelle said, in our younger day, I'm 26, 27 next month. But
Come on, November.
I'm not.
Have you ever?
No. Okay, let me clear that up.
That was a no.
That was a strong no. I've never had any sexual relations with another girl. Have I kissed another female more than twice? Yes. It's a kiss.
Okay.
But I feel like, how many of us haven't? So, we experiment. It's like if we see a female walking down the street with a nice ass, we gonna look. I don't care how many seven people name. We're not gonna look. We gonna look at that ass. We're not gonna act on it like, let me go grab her ass, let me go talk to her. No. But, I mean, I've never acted on it, so no. The answer's no. But I'm just saying it's whatever. It's in preference.
Kourtney? Kourtney, slightly inebriated again. Have you ever had a sexual experience or a relationship with a woman or both?
Or or even if you don't want to answer that, what are your views on it?
We're gonna start with that first, and then we're gonna ask the views. But have you ever?
So, I have, yes. Long ago. My views on that experience, it was not very pleasing to me.
It just wasn't your thing. It wasn't personally your thing.
No, absolutely not. Like, it's nothing like it's really like
it's not what she wanted out of the experience.
Or it's not
so what happened.
There's a
was not
fantasy.
I don't think that for her it was the right girl, because apparently that girl
maybe it wasn't the right girl. Maybe it wasn't the right scenario. Maybe it wasn't the right
maybe the age
girl. But like for me, it was the wrong. I'm not gonna say it was the wrong situation, but like it was just not the right people.
Right.
Yeah,
because
it
should have played out differently.
Okay, that's fair.
It did.
Okay.
And
it just wasn't the best experience.
It just
for her.
wasn't what I had. You know, everybody has expectations in their mind. They have expectations of this and that, or how things should play out. Not even just sexual things.
You had an expectation about how the experience was gonna go, and it didn't go that way.
Right.
And she did not enjoy that experience with another female.
Though, right?
No.
And she's never had a relationship with a woman.
It wasn't just her. Me.
It was you. It wasn't her. It was you.
It was me. It wasn't at this point. It wasn't even about that bitch. Like it was like I don't enjoy this. I don't care about this shit at this point. Like I'm not doing this shit at this point.
I get it. That's fair. Claire.
Okay. So this is I guess I'm gonna give like a different example, which I said earlier, but like. I'm gonna have to give this whole backstory. So like again, like I was saying, like when I was younger, I'm very girly, like Barbie. Like I was super. Like, so everyone has like there's like a spectrum, obviously, of like sexual orientation. I'm on the far, I guess, right side of it, like where I'm just like super like.
She's a complete feminine woman.
Girl, yeah, I'm so feminine. I'm so
traditionally what a feminine woman would be.
You're truly born like whatever your purpose is. Like you're just born that way. Like, you don't know why you're like this. I don't have any reason. I can't pinpoint. I was just born super like girly with Barbies and like dresses and frilly things and lace and like all that. So like I am just super like straight, but. When I get dressed up and I look cute, it's for other women because I truly love being around other women. Like, I'm not one of those, like, girls that are like, oh, I don't like hanging out with girls. Or I only like guys. Like, I only have guy friends because guys are so much cooler to be around. Yeah. Like, you know how those girls are. Like, I truly love being around women and girls. And it's like, I love girly things. I love when we, like, have girl night like this. I love when we go to the mall and, like, do things like that. And I love looking at women's fashion. Yeah. And it's like... For me, when I get dressed up and I look cute, it's for other women. Because men don't give a fuck. Men don't care what you wear. You can wear a paper sack. A man, you can wear a paper sack and be like, ooh, she's so fine. Look at that girl on that sack right there. Like, men don't care. At the end of the day, men do not care what you wear. Like, think about it way back in the day, like biblical times. What were they wearing? Like, cloths and sandals. Like nobody, like
Nothing.
barely nothing, and leaves and like nobody leaves. Like Eve, like nobody cares. So I'm saying like
I still blame
Jesus
her.
didn't
I still
have
blame
that
her
on.
though.
when I
Christians
get
don't get offended.
when I get cute and wear makeup and all that, it's literally just for other women. So like I get the whole like I get it because it's like I look cute for other women. I like it's like we have like camaraderie and competition because like we want to look better than like the other woman. So like that's just. But when it comes to like obviously the sexual part of it, obviously like I like men, but I could care less about no.
Have you ever had a sexual relationship with a woman? And have you ever had a relationship? Have you even kissed a woman?
Kiss, yeah.
Okay.
But I've never had anything past that.
Okay.
And that was like maybe 7 years ago. So
Like when it was
7?
happening.
Yeah, like but it's like but it's just like I don't. But again, that's just me though. Like, but I could care. But like, I'm okay with the whole spectrum of it. Like, I could care less about what other people do, and I understand because it's like I was born liking what I like, so I understand why people were born liking what they like.
So Claire Rogers has said it best that you are born this way, like Lady Gaga has said. And we've kind of moved on to me, but my opinion about I've had one relationship with a woman. And I touched her cat with my finger. I said, I'm good. And I kissed her on the mouth and I sucked her breasts. And it didn't do anything for me. And what we're saying, my stance is on sexuality and the gender spectrum, of course. I am a proud member of the LGBT community. And I'm a person of color. And I support everything when it comes to that spectrum. So I want to advocate for, nothing is wrong. It's just, for me, whatever you do is whatever works for you. I'm happy for you, and I want to say that the women support that. And everybody has a spectrum on this couch. It's an example of the spectrum of sexuality and what they feel about gender roles. That's why we had this gender role conversation earlier. So we go into this new realm of political debate or this social debate about what sexuality really means, what the spectrum is. And what gender gender identity, means for people, especially for people that are traditionally more cisgendered from their birth. These women, they more so identify with the gender roles that were assigned to them at birth versus how people choose to identify now and what they feel. So, I have to respect, what they feel. And, I am who I am, and I support all lesbian, bisexual, or any other women that chooses to identify as different from their sexual, orient or sex they were born as. And so that's just basically what we're saying. And I think everybody is just they have to discover that for themselves, including these ladies. And, we just don't want to put the impression that, we have anything against lesbians or any bisexual men or women.
But you have to live any certain type of life, and you have to live any type of. Oh my God! You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do this. No, live your own life.
Again, I'm never gonna put any type of language that's gonna demonize or make it feel like it's wrong, because again, it's not. You live your life the way you want to and enjoy your life, and I'm gonna support you. And I hope that these ladies will support you either. So we have a last question here.
Okay, so our last discussion we're just going to talk about before we close is just like basically the importance of having friends and love and mental health amongst friends. Xavier, you can go ahead. What do you have to say?
I am always going to advocate for mental health and releasing and being kind and loving yourself. That's been my deal for the past 2 years of my life, and I struggle with self-worth and self-esteem, and that is just from my past, how we was nurtured, and that's a part of breaking generational curses from what we've been taught by our parents and our peers, and we're growing, we're becoming better people, and I'm always going to advocate to release anything that you have, to talk about it in a healthy way. Being honest first and foremost to yourself, and then being honest to your peers, and finding healthy solutions to in that to being genuine to yourself, finding solutions to move forward and to live fulfilled lives. Because at the end of the day, we live in a current world where people are dying because of a pandemic. People are we're losing people. And life is short. That is a cliche comment to me, but at the end of the day, life is short, and we are losing some of our loved ones. Y'all know a lady died at y'all church, or that y'all used to go to. A couple people, and it's we have to live life, and we have to meet life where it's at, and we have to meet ourselves where we're at, and we have to accept and love ourselves, and we have to move forward. We have to find the people that supports and love us where we're at and to make us better. And, that's just where I'm at. And the ladies are going to speak on how they feel.
Okay, so I personally think it's important to talk about experiences you've gone through. Like, I've learned this year, like, it's very, like, when you have a close circle, if you have a relationship, it's really important to let them know what you've been through. Because first of all, that's part of who you are, and I think it's really important, like, when you get in a serious relationship or when you have close friends, like, just talk about what you've gone through, like, just to release that. And then I feel like whoever your friends or your partner, they're more understanding of why you do things a certain way or why you act a certain way when you actually, like, communicate with, like, okay, this is why, like, I'm still trying to grow from this, I'm still trying to learn from this, but I act like this, or this is why I react a certain type of way because I've been through X, Y, and Z. Even as adults, we still are trying to heal from things that happened to us when we were kids. Like, yes. I just think it's so important to communicate with the people, your loved ones, and the people around you. Even if, like, you're not comfortable talking with things with your family, at least, like, us, like, get a close group of friends and just, like, obviously off camera, but just really just sit down and just talk about things you've been through, because it's so important to, like, verbalize, and it's important to release those things. It's really the release and the healing and the crying and the moving on, and just, like, I think it's something about talking about it and letting it out to people just really just, like, heals you. So I think that's very important.
Kourtney?
Yeah. I 100% agree with everything that you said. I'm a little bit tipsy. I'm not gonna lie. No, it's not funny. No, it's not funny. Like, I'm being honest.
You've been drinking. You've been drinking. Clearly, you.
No, like, I'm not trying to be funny at all. Like, but I am tipsy. Like,
we know you mean good.
Yeah, I am good. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm in my right mind. Like, anything that I say is like, everybody.
I think a lot of people identify with your personality. If we wanna broaden
I don't mean no harm at all. Like, nothing. But, like, I am a little tipsy. But I do agree with what she was saying. But at the same time,
she just agrees with what she says. And that's
I don't
okay.
agree with nothing.
No, you agree with what she says.
I agree.
And yeah.
Like, what do you think is good for, like, your mental health? As far as, like, you as a person. And, like, with other people.
My necklace, man. Bear, some gangster bear over here.
As far as my mental health, like, as far as my mental health, like, the way that I deal with things, like, I have to, like, not think about them. Like, I have to not think about it, and I have to focus my energy on other things. Like,
do you think it's good though to not think about it? Like, do you think that's effective, like, to not think about it, or do you, like, because with me, I was kind of more about, like, you need to really, I mean, obviously, maybe if you're not ready, don't say anything, but I kind of think, like, eventually you need to think about it, you need to acknowledge that, because I feel like a lot of times, like, especially with, like, again, our community, people of color, like, we like, just put in the back of our minds, and we don't really address it. So I feel like it's good to, I think you need to.
The true art form of compartmentalization.
Yeah, I'm saying, but do you think that's good to not address it?
No.
Like, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you say, that's what you
But I'm not saying that it's okay that what I do is okay, but I'm saying that what I do works for me.
You being real about yourself.
Yeah. Yes, because I'm not saying, like, what I do is healthy.
Or, what other people should do.
Right. Because it's just my own coping.
Girl, I love these
and
terms.
moving through. mechanisms.
She said, I've been to college and I've had a psych rotation. You know?
They know.
Mhm.
They A1, they college.
Mhm. Miss Black excellence and educated.
Right.
Yes. Oh,
Nicole, what do
right,
you think?
Nicole.
Just to add on to y'all, I think my biggest, my final thoughts. A lot of people, I always see people saying like, oh, I don't need friends, or I don't need family, I don't need this person.
Oh, you do.
Everybody needs some type of support system.
Yes.
Whether that be your therapist, whether that be your family,
Your cat,
your
girl.
best friend, your dog, your cat. Everybody needs somebody or something to get us through. I'm not saying you need a whole 10 plethora of friends like I got. That's what helps me get through. I love all my friends. Every single one of them, I love them for different reasons. I might have my friend I go to for this situation, my friend I go to for this situation. I have a friend for everything, and shoot, I tell all my friends all my business. But I love each one of my friends. I love all my family. Like, everybody needs somebody. So I don't want anybody to ever think like, I don't need nobody. Everybody needs somebody to support them. You need some type of support system. Like I said, it could be just your therapist. It could be your counselor at school. It don't matter. Everybody needs somebody. You need somebody to support you in what you're doing. Well, that's graduating high school, graduating college, getting your master's degree. I mean finishing your GED. I don't care what it is. Everybody needs somebody to support you. And that's my final thought.
And last but not
That's good.
least,
Support system. That's really cool. That's really good.
Yes, it is. And the last but not least, the illustrious and beautiful
Brochelle.
Brochelle.
Follow her YouTube. So I agree with everybody. I feel like everybody here had like valid points. And like me as myself, like I'm a social worker, so I deal with like mental health all the time. All my clients, not all my clients, but most of my clients like suffer from mental health issues, so I deal with that firsthand all the time. But one thing for me, I feel like a lot of times when I deal with my clients, the first thing I always recommend is like a great support system. Go to family, friends, siblings, whoever you do have that you're close to, that you feel comfortable with talking to. And second is counseling. That's something I always refer back to. I know personally for me, in 2018, I went through a really, 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 really bad breakup to the point where like I literally didn't tell nobody. Well, I mean, I told some people about it. I didn't go like too in depth about the situation. But it was so bad that it literally led to me being like diagnosed with depression and anxiety. Like I've never in my life, like I've always been so happy-go-lucky. Like I've always been like the life of the party. Like I was just always a happy person. So for me to be like diagnosed with like depression and anxiety, like that was just like, wait, what? Yeah. And like I think I was 25 then. I was just like, wait, what? It just threw me way off. So the first thing I did was go to counseling. So January 2019, 2019, I went to counseling. So 2021 January, that makes 2 years I've been in counseling, and that's like helped tremendously going to counseling for me. So I would always recommend counseling. If you don't feel comfortable going to friends or going to family, definitely recommend counseling.
And we're gonna end on that note. Therapy. You know, we just go back to therapy.
Self-help. Also,
Self-help.
if you're not comfortable doing therapy, if you don't comfortable talking to therapists, the internet and like in videos like this, like please just research. Like there's so much on the internet. Just
find you a support system. That is important.
Facts. And
message me, I will respond because I ain't got nothing else going on.
It's real. It's serious. I mean, real.
Mental
serious.
health is real.
It is
Mental
real.
health is so real.
We, as Black young people, we are breaking the stigma of mental health. It's always been a taboo to talk about in our households when we were younger or a previous generation.
It's always like you're blessed, God's got
Right.
you. Like you're blessed.
And
No, you have no reason to be sad. You're
Right.
blessed.
We cannot do that anymore.
Right.
That narrative.
And we're not gonna just say it's just only black people.
Everybody.
Everybody suffers, but
Yeah.
from our perspective, we're speaking on
And statistically, it affects traditionally more African American people in this country, and it's just I have a soft spot, especially for Black people and mental health. Just
It's
from
something
my
that you can't even
story.
bring up in the household. Like
Exactly.
you tell your
As
mom,
soon
like,
as they gaslight you, basically,
Yeah.
it's like you're sad. Why? What you sad?
supposed
You
to
got
be
a roof over your
Right.
head.
Well,
Like,
you should be grateful.
gaslighting.
And it's just like, that is not it.
Gaslighting.
If something bothers you, you have to talk about it. Period. And
Speak
you have
into
to
your support system.
and you have to resolve, figure that out, and then you have to get through that with the right support system. People that's gonna make you better. So we're gonna end on that note. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us. I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Claire. This is her YouTube channel, and then we also
Okay, so
have
I'm
this
gonna
video.
tag everybody's
Yeah.
socials on this. Okay, so again, thank you for tuning into Reservation for Me.
Yes.
Subscribe, like, comment, and again, Miss Brochelle here has her own. She's a YouTube celebrity. So okay,
Just follow me and my time fuckery on Instagram.
Alright.
They're gonna tag everybody.
Just
Don't worry
watch
about
my
it. All right, thank
stories.
you so much.
Vote! No.
Everybody go vote.
Vote!
Yes.
Vote! Register to vote
Everybody
at
vote.
vote.org. Vote.org.
Vote.org.
Find out if you're registered, your polling places, and you need to register to vote. Any state. All the states. Okay.
Go vote.
that's a wrap.